Mbue's novel is at once a startling indictment of the long history of Western exploitation of African lands and peoples, and a more complex telling of perspective and politics of lifetimes which pass without resolve. It was this latter idea what caught me most as I made my way through the various horrors and slow death of a small village. And whether its mothers or children or grandfathers or mystics wait or act, philosophize or interpret portents, appeal legally or terrorize, the ends of their lives, generation after generation, has no end to the story. First, let's know that this is not a small tale. It takes place over generations of a family of tellers. Each has their own histories and sentiments, their own ambitions and anxieties over their family and neighbors. The same is true of the political and charitable and corporate actors beyond the village of Kosawa. The only constant actor throughout beyond the country's president is the oil corporation of Pexton, which slowly and inevitably destroys the water and lands beneath and around them, which kills Kosawa's children and elders in ever-increasing numbers. Each lengthy chapter adopts a different character's point of view, from the children, who speak collectively for their generation, to various mothers and fathers as they age. Our primary character, Thula, upon whom most ultimately place their hopes for change, we learn about mostly through the views of others. It's an interesting narrative choice, placing the narrative hero a bit off stage, where we can neither access her thinking or her own struggles. The novel will jump across years with barely a pause, a suggestion both of the enduring patience of the protagonists, but also of the sense of time, so different from our minute-by-minute expectations for action. As one might expect, Thula and Kosawa's fate is that of most of Africa, caught up in colonialism in all of its forms. And Mbue is hugely aware that national independence movements have done little but complicate, though not alter, the arrangements. The nation-state is both impotent and complicit in corporate exploitation. Those who survive are left to make do as they can. And if there is much in the way of hope from Mbue's story, it is in the adaptive resilience and the oral records of its people. It's hardly surprising that Mbue references Fanon, Marx, and Freire. In the matter of the reading, it's important to note that Mbue worked on this book across 17 years. The authenticity of the voices, their hopes and despair, are the stylistic breath here. It's an intimate read inside of broader politics. The only narrative challenges I felt were in the pacing of the novel, which first begins in a very present moment of crisis that is made tense by the time spent with it, but then opens up the scale of the telling which, just as it bears down on the political activism of Thula, pans back in both intimacy and time, covering huge swaths of action and struggle in just a few sentences. I know of no repair for this structural challenge except to have expanded the novel perhaps to a whole series. As it is, however, the characters and themes are more than memorable.